Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Cyme from Zentangle. This is one of those where I don't know if it's on any videos. I'm assuming Cyme is the right way to pronounce it. That's the way I'm pronouncing it, and there's no such thing as a mistake in Zentangle, so there we go. All right. Oops, wrong pen. All right, this one, I always found it a bit of a challenge, but, every so often, I want to challenge myself to, all right, let's knock this one out. Let's see what we can do with it. And I think it's just really setting up the first shape. Now, the stroke that we're going to use, together we call it an onion dome, but separate, it's kind of like an S-shaped curve. Hard to say. An S-shaped curve, like so, and then, well, and up to you which way you want to draw it. I'm going to try to do it that way, and then coming down. I think like an onion dome is maybe more squatty. I'm not sure. But so here's the challenge that I always have is, all right, now I want to get 5 of these around. Not thinking does help. And so, well, you know what, too? If you could do like a bracket, so like, a bracket like this, it's kind of the same thing on the same lines. So in doing this, we're going to see what happens. All right, so hopefully, and I kind of like coming out at an angle at each one. Like I said, we'll see. And then, if you leave enough room, oh, look it, we're going to get it. They're not all the same. Bingo. They're not all the same, but it really doesn't matter. All right, then we're going to aura this. And sometimes when things come to a point, I have a challenge with that. But, if you take it, and for whatever reason I feel the need to go down, I don't know. We all find our way in which direction we're comfortable tangling. Mine changes, just depends on what I'm doing, like this. I'm finding it easier because, like, if I can just do it in 2 halves, and usually, like I said, at the corners or points, I would have a challenge because it seems like you have to leave extra room for that point. And so this is helping. It's not looking too bad. The second one is looking better than the first one, but that's something magic about the aura. I say that and then it's like, oh, well, let's just whatever there. Okay. My hand says, I'm proving you wrong. So funny. The aura is magic because you could take any tangle that you do and put it like an aura around the whole thing. And it's like, oh, look at how neat that looks. It's just cool. All right, then, and we're sticking with that same shape. So in between these two, and we'll just call them petals, we're going to do another. And, yep. This, I can kind of eyeball and kind of get it close. And then up to you, if you want to go all the way around once and then go in aura, you can, but just know that's the way we're going to do it. I'm just doing that one just to show, but I'm going to do the other ones. I think I'll do them singly, because one of the things about Zentangle, that meditative quality, because it was created as a way to teach meditation through art, and the way you get to that is by the repetitive steps. So by repetitive is like just doing one, and then okay, well, then we'll go around and we're going to aura them. And while it might seem, I don't know, tedious or something, that's why, it might seem that way, but that is part of the magic of Zentangle that creates that, the meditative benefit. And like I say, you can, on the sessions that I do. And I teach classes twice a weekly, just so you know. Information is on my website, and the link is in the description section. And we laugh and have fun, and we add that into, it's our form of Zen, because laughter, it's a great release. They say it's, the best form of medicine, right? So we add that to this, and you can have that, the meditative benefit, even if you're laughing. Even when I, stand up and teaching for 3 hours, and teaching this, it is magic. That's why I call it a side effect, because you don't have to do it with intention. It just happens as you're doing this. All right, so then we've gone around once, and then you can keep going. And I would dare say you can keep going as many times as you want around. It's completely up to you. And I feel good that I finally have done this one, and that I'm pretty happy with it. And you could play with, of course, the sizes of these, play with how high, how squatty. And as I was saying that, myself, I was interrupting myself in my head this time. If you get one that you're like, oh, that's too big, when you aura it, you could aura it on the inside. So like that's what I'm thinking. Almost thinking with this one. Maybe not. There's another one. But that's the neat thing about, let's see, if I do it all at once, and then you can say, oh, well, you know what, that one doesn't quite look like the rest. So therefore, I'm going to aura the inside. It's just nice to have choices, that's all. And you can just keep going and going and going. Maybe I'll do, I could fit one more in there. Yeah. And then we'll throw in some shading. And right off the page, that one maybe I'll do the inside. Well, that one's just going off the page. Oh, and I got one more. I don't know why I was thinking I had fewer to do. Okay. So as I'm doing this last bit, if you are enjoying this, feel free to take a little hand stretch break and click on the like button. I'm pretending to be clever for a minute. And if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. So while you're clicking, you can click there as well. I'm going to do this one on the inside too. What? That way you can see the shape. There we go. So nice. Yeah, but feel free, like, share, subscribe, all of that. I appreciate any and all of those activities as it helps with the algorithm stuff. All right, now for shading. This is fun, especially if you've made the petals kind of big, or at least long. So I'm going to start off with putting some graphite. Ooh, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just do one side. So I'm going to start off there because it's fun to see, one side versus the other. And we'll just bring it out a little bit. And look at how that just pops that right off the page. And then let's do this edge. And you see the layers, right? That is so neat. So just taking it a layer at a time and putting the graphite on the outside, so it just covers, it takes care of the, I like to call it like the over-unders. This one is just more, well, it is that. This is over that. That is under that. So it takes care of it, and you can see that. Now, up to you if you want to do the outside. I think I shall, just because I don't have much outside on some of these. And And so I just think it's really fun to look at, one half shaded, versus non-shaded. You can do whatever you want, but, you can see how it adds so much depth and stuff. Just really, really cool. All right, now I will finish the rest. And of course, feel free, because there's a lot of decorating space in here, and you could turn this into a nice reticula if you want to put some tangles in there, or maybe just tangle on the orid section. This one, I'm thinking just right now, it could use a little bit of contrast, so you could have fun with those edges and put orbs or just lines and then fill in every other thing, kind of like stripes, sort of. Up to you. All right. So while I am finishing shading this, make sure to check out that description section, because I already mentioned for a couple things. It does pay to do things in order. It really does. So I have a link to step outs in that description section. I always do my own version. And then this one, there is no link to the to Zentangle doing it, but Linda Farmer did a version of it, and so I always think it's it's always fun to see what other people do. So we'll put that link there, and also have linked to my website. So if you're interested in classes, would love to have you. A lot of them are free. I do have some that are paid, and so some that are paid, and some events that are paid. We have a big one coming up this weekend. So excited. Gosh, I used to think, well, I can't, sometimes can't draw and talk at the same time. Sometimes just the shading, because it's like, whoa. Oh, there's a little place. That's what I say. Sometimes it helps to do it in order so you don't miss little bits. Oh, and I see out there. Okay. That way you don't miss things. All right. What else do I have? I had 2 of those spaces. Let's just do a check. All right, I'm sure I'm missing something. So, it's just super neat. It really, really is. And, I'm going to leave it to you to decide. You could put something in the middle. I'm thinking you could put an orb. I'm thinking I might put an orb. And then some of the, what we call thatching around it. That could be neat. That could come off of, well, then that's too much shading, because it could come off of this tip too. But yeah, lots of fun space to play with this one. Or you leave it just like this, and that's that. All right, so I mentioned the description section. Go check it out. Oh, one last thing on the description section. If you would like to hang out with a bunch of crazy, amazing, though, tanglers, we'd love to have you. I do have a link there in the description section for our Facebook group. There are 4 questions that you have to answer in order to gain entry. And just be, come be part of the conversation, and having fun with Zentangle. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.